You think you have time. There's still coffee in the morning, laughter at dinner, a familiar voice saying, "I'm fine, don't fuss." But one day, you notice the walk to the table is slower. The voice is quieter. The smile takes longer to come. You tell yourself it's nothing. Just tired. Just the weather. Just age. But sometimes, it's not just age. Sometimes, it's the beginning of goodbye. And the saddest part? Most people don't realize they're witnessing the final chapter until they're reading the last page. Hi, and welcome to Speech Balloon Longevity Talks Herb. Today's topic is hard. It's not about habits or food or daily routines. It's about recognition. Recognition. About love. About knowing when someone you care for may be nearing the end of their life. This isn't about fear. This is about presence. Because too many people say, "If only I had known." In this video, we'll gently walk through 5 signs that someone may be in their final year, not based on dramatic symptoms, but on subtle changes that many families miss. You'll learn what to observe, even in silence, how the body begins to speak when words fade, why emotional and spiritual shifts matter just as much as physical ones, and most importantly, how to respond with grace, respect, and love. If someone you love is slowing down, if you feel something has changed but can't explain what, stay with us, because sometimes the most powerful act of love is simply noticing. Let's begin. They begin to let go of the world. It doesn't happen all at once. One day they stop reading the paper. Then they don't ask about the weather. Eventually, they no longer care what's for dinner or what time it is. This is one of the earliest and most overlooked signs. Not dramatic, not urgent, but a quiet detachment from the rhythm of the world. Speech Balloon real comments say, "My mom stopped checking the mail. She always did it at 3 p.m. I should have known. Dad didn't watch the news anymore. He said it was all noise. He gave away his fishing rods, told me, I won't need them next summer." It's not depression. It's not giving up. It's a natural, gentle shift. A letting go. The calendar stops mattering. Holidays blur. Their favorite show plays, but they don't follow the plot. And beneath it all is a deeper message. I'm not part of this much longer. Speech Balloon story. Margaret's chair. Margaret, 86, loved her garden. She used to talk to her roses like friends, but one spring, she stopped going outside. Her daughter asked why. She shrugged and said, "They'll grow without me." That was the first real sign. No pain, no illness, just the quiet recognition that the world would carry on without her. Brain, what this really means. Our attention shows where our life is anchored. When someone begins to withdraw their attention, it's not always sadness. Sometimes it's preparation. They're beginning to shift inward, to reflect, to rest. And while it's heartbreaking to see, it's also an invitation to sit closer, to speak softer, to be fully present. Wrench what you can do. 1. Don't force engagement. Offer quiet connection. Sit beside them. Hold their hand. You don't have to cheer them up. Just be there. 2. Ask open, timeless questions. What did you love most about spring? What made you laugh when you were young? Bring them into the present through memory, not the news. 3. Honor their detachment. If they stop following routines, don't panic. Ask gently, "Do you want to?" instead of "you should." Compass the deeper truth. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means shifting focus from outside noise to inner peace. And if we listen, we might find that in their stillness, there's more wisdom than we ever heard in their words. Their energy changes. You see it in their walk, in the way they sit, and how their voice sounds at the end of a sentence. It's not just tiredness. It's a deep cellular kind of slowing. as if the body knows it's time to do less and simply be. Speech balloon real comments say, my dad started taking 2 naps a day. He was never a napper. She spoke more softly. Her voice sounded smaller somehow. He stopped picking up the phone. He said, it takes too much out of me. Energy is the current of life. When it begins to fade, it doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just dims. They walk less, sit more, even smile differently, gently, but from a quieter place. Speech balloon story. John's hands. John, 91, had strong hands. Even at 85, he could open stubborn jars. But one winter, he stopped trying. When his grandson offered to help, John smiled and said, these hands have done enough. It wasn't weakness. It was acceptance. A soft surrender, not of defeat, but of completion. Brain what it really means. As the body prepares for its final chapters, it often withdraws energy from the surface, from activity, appetite, speech, and moves it inward. It's not a signal of illness. It's the body conserving, protecting, preparing. And if we're not careful, we mistake it for laziness or sadness. But really, it's wisdom. Wrench what you can do. 1. Match their pace. Walk slower. Speak softer. Sit longer. Your presence matters more than your pace. 2. Offer rest without worry. Let them nap. Let them pause. Instead of asking, are you okay? Try, would you like some quiet? 3. Notice small efforts. If they do something simple, like brushing their hair, acknowledge it. Say, that looks nice, not, let me do it for you. Compass the deeper truth. Energy is not just what fuels us, it's how we move through life. And when someone begins to let it go, don't rush them. Don't push. Just honor the quiet. Be part of their stillness. And remember, even the softest presence can say, I see you. I'm here. They start saying goodbye in small ways. They won't say it directly. There won't be a dramatic farewell, but if you listen closely, you'll hear it. In the way they give you their favorite book. In how they say, I just wanted you to have this. In the way they linger during a hug, just a second longer than usual. These are not random moments. They are whispers of goodbye. Speech balloon real comments say, my mom gave me her wedding ring early. She said, it's yours now. Dad told me stories I had never heard before. He said, I want you to remember. She labeled boxes with our names. We didn't ask her to. She just knew. This isn't fear. It's preparation. A gentle passing of memory, of meaning, of self. They don't want to make a scene. They just want to make sure, you know. Speech balloon story. Eleanor's watch. Eleanor, 87, wore the same silver watch every day. It was a gift from her late husband, her most personal treasure. One evening, while her granddaughter was helping with tea, Eleanor unbuckled the watch and placed it on her wrist. You'll need it more than I will, she said. No explanation. No ceremony. That was her way of saying, I love you. I trust you. I'm preparing to leave. Brain what it means. Goodbyes don't always sound like goodbye. Sometimes they sound like, take this. It's yours now. Promise me you'll keep this safe. You always made me proud. These are moments to treasure. To hear fully. To feel, even when your heart wants to look away. Wrench what you can do. 1. Accept the gesture. Don't say, you'll be around for years. Say thank you. I'll take care of it. 2. Let them talk. Even if the story is familiar. Let it come. It's not about new information. It's about leaving a legacy. 3. Create space for meaning. Ask, what was most important to you? Or, is there anything you want to pass on, just in case? Compass, the deeper truth. When someone starts saying goodbye, they're trusting you with their ending. And if you can meet them there, gently, lovingly, you're giving them the most human gift of all. To be heard, to be remembered, to be at peace. Their world shrinks. The phone rings less. The visits get shorter. The calendar is mostly blank, and they don't mind. Not because they're lonely, but because their focus has shifted. In their final year, many elderly people begin to shrink their world, not out of fear, but out of clarity. Speech balloon real comments say, Mom stopped calling her bridge friends. She just said, I don't feel like talking. He used to be the life of the party. Lately, he prefers quiet. She told me, I don't need many people anymore, just the right ones. There's a turning inward, not sadness, but simplicity. They choose fewer people, fewer words, fewer plans. Because in the end, what matters becomes very, very clear. Speech balloon story. Walter's porch. Walter, 90, had a long contact list. Dozens of friends, weekly coffee, family calls. But one spring, he stopped reaching out. His daughter asked why. He said, I don't have the energy for updates. I just want to sit and watch the trees. From then on, he sat quietly on the porch every evening. Just one chair, one view, one moment at a time. And he was at peace. Brain, what it means. The shrinking of the world is not a loss. It's a refinement. They begin to let go of obligation, of small talk, of social pressure. They aren't disappearing. They're distilling their life to its core. What's left is what matters. Wrench what you can do. 1. Respect the stillness. You don't need to fill the room with activity. Be present, not performative. 2. Be the one they still want near. Don't bring stress, news, or long updates. Bring calm. Bring listening. Bring yourself. 3. Ask deeper questions. Instead of, how was your day? Try what's been on your heart lately. Or, what memory feels close right now? Compass the deeper truth. Their world shrinks, but its depth grows. They may not travel far, call often, or host guests, but inside, they are rich with reflection, memory, meaning, and if you're lucky enough to be part of that small circle, cherish it, because in the end, it's not how wide your life was, but how deep you dared to go. They find a strange kind of peace. You expect fear, tears, panic, resistance. But sometimes, in the most unexpected moment, you see it in their eyes. Peace. Not loud, not triumphant, just a stillness, a kind of gentle readiness, as if they know, and they're okay with it. Speech balloon real comments say, my mom looked at me and said, I'm not scared anymore. That's when I knew. He told me, everything's settled. I'm not fighting it. She smiled more in the last month than she had in years. It's not giving up. It's letting go. Letting go of fear, of needing answers, of needing to control what comes next. Speech balloon story, Sylvia's garden. Sylvia, 88, always worried about bills, family, the house. But near the end, her daughter noticed something shift. Sylvia stopped asking questions. She listened more, slept more, smiled more. One morning, she looked out at the garden and said, everything's just where it's supposed to be. It wasn't about flowers. It was about surrender. Brain what it means. Many people fear the end. But when it approaches, the fear sometimes fades. There's clarity. There's memory. There's release. The need to do more melts away, and in its place is presence. You'll feel it when they say, "I'm tired, but I'm okay." Or, "It's all right now." Or when they simply hold your hand, longer, softer, without a word. Wrench what you can do. 1. Honor the peace. You don't need to fix anything. Just be still with them. 2. Offer words of comfort, or none at all. Sometimes, silence is the deepest respect. 3. Be there, fully. No phones, no plans. Just presence. Just love. Compass the deeper truth. Not everyone finds peace, but when they do, it's not for us to interrupt it. It's for us to witness it, to receive it, because their peace can become your peace too. And when the time comes, you'll know you didn't run, you didn't avoid, you were there. That, in itself, is everything. Conclusion. When you see the signs, don't look away. Now you know the signs. Letting go of the world, a quiet change in energy, small goodbyes, a shrinking of their world, and a strange, unexpected peace. They don't always happen in order, they don't always look the same, but if you're paying attention, you'll feel them. And when you do, don't panic, don't rush, just be there, because the greatest act of love is not fixing, it's witnessing, walking beside someone, even into the unknown. You may not get more time, but you can make the time you have feel more full, more sacred, more real. Speech Balloon. Subscribe to Longevity Talks Herb for more real-life insights, truth, and presence for every stage of aging. And if this video touched you, leave a comment and share your story. You never know who it might help.